Hardee's Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Hardee's, Don Hudson Insurance, Muckadoos, Wicked Diesel, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm Jermaine Farrell, hoping your day is wonderful and blessed. Guess what? Welcome to the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz, Week 5 of the high school football season. Highlights of 15 games. We kick off the action with our Game of the Week.
Now, the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week, sponsored by Don Hudson Insurance.
Our Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Game of the Week takes us to Norm Lindenberg Field in Radford in a battle of Three Rivers District unbeaten. The 4-0 Bobcats hosting the 4-0 Allegheny Cougars. Allegheny winning their games by an average score of 43-8. Radford winning their games by an average score of 44-7. So let's go out to Radford. This game had a lot of offense, but early on it was all Radford all the time. The ball around the 10. How about William DeHart Lewis? That's a law firm. Get it in there, young fella. You got one. That's a touchdown, 6-0 Bobcats after the missed PAT. But then back comes Landon Clark going to the air. Hook it with Max Knight. MK, you got one in there. That's a touchdown with the 2-point conversion, 14-0 Radford. Then, how about this? The combination again. How about this? Clark to Knight, this time from 18 yards out, maxing and matching Max's jersey numbers, 21-0 right then and there. And Radford would go on and they get their 5th win on the year as Radford wins this one, knocking off the Cougars. They stayed perfect, 49-22. Meanwhile, WFXR's Hardee Friday Night Blitz first ever meeting covering Smith Mountain Lake Christian Academy at their digs. The Ospreys 5-0 hosting St. Anne Bellefields out of Charlottesville. Tight game early. Smith Mountain's Caden Saunders. He's going to take the hand off, and he is gone. 73 yards later, 7 gets a 7, and we have the touchdown right there. And the Ospreys, I tell you one thing, when the flags fly, when you score, yeah, you got to run that in there. You got it. Meanwhile, St. Anne's Bellefields would come right back. How about Saints quarterback Ethan Horner? He's going to throw a short one to Chance Mallory, and Mallory's going to turn this one into a big play. He's going to go 75 yards. St. Anne's goes up by the score of 14-7. The Saints were leading the Ospreys in the second half of this game. That's the last score we had at that moment. Over at Vineyard Park, Bath County trying to go 5-0 for the first time since 2003 as they take on Roanoke Catholic in this matchup. In the first quarter, it's 3rd and goal for Bath County, and it's going to be James Campbell taking the rock. He's going to run it in himself. That's going to be a touchdown, and Bath County takes a 6-0 lead. To the second quarter on their own 44-yard line, DeMarcus Brown, what can he do for you? He's under pressure. He has to get rid of it, and he gets it, the completion to Kasheed Arrington, who's going to do the rest. He's going to go all the way down for the touchdown there. Roanoke Catholic at this point will trail Bath 20-14. Bath, however, they would respond on the drive, ending a 2nd and goal play as they're going to punch this one into the zone. This is Hunter Waldeck. He makes it 20-14. Bath goes to 5-0, doubling up Catholic 56-28. Off to Willisfield, North Cross hosting Benedictine out of Richmond. The first meeting of Benedictine last year was a VISAA Division I finalist, the highest level VISAA course. North Cross won it last year. The Cadets on the return and bringing the pain. The Raiders, Jarrell J2 Rhodes bringing hits like his dad, Tank, used to do over at William Fleming. Benedict, however, will have problems. Cody Shelton's going to get some haterade interception. Josiah Hines gets the pick. But in Norcross, Brock Miles going to call his own number, gets an in for the touchdown. Norcross takes a 7-0 lead. But then the Cadets showing something here. This is Shelton's going to go deep to Khalil Moore, who gets this one into the zone. We're tied at 7. Benedictine, which scored 34 straight points. They beat Norcross today 34-7. Next stop on the Blitz tour, Daleville, where Lord Balatot hosting Olympic out of Charlotte, North Carolina. The Cavs doing some work. They had a big lead. It was 43-7, and Zion Woods going to punch this one through. The little guy doing this. Deuces, touchdown, 43-yard score, and LB goes up 50-7. Later in the third quarter on their own 39, this is Quentin Jones, QJ. He's going to explode. Yes, all the guys are getting some opportunity to play over there in Daleville. That is a 61-yard score, and LB wins over Olympic 57-21. Coming up, we have Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Week 5 action. joins us with highlights from Salem Stadium, where Salem and Patrick Henry, they're hooking up in a River Ridge District battle. Stick and stay, please.
Now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Band of the Week. And now, back to the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz on WFXR.
Time to get it on.
And welcome back, good peeps, to the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz. David de Guzman in the house. You're over at Salem Stadium for a big River Ridge District matchup.
Yeah, the perfect matchup for the first Friday of sweater weather, I think. In this Week 5 meeting on paper, it seemed like this had all the makings of a classic. Patrick Henry coming off that dramatic win over William Fleming last week, still undefeated, taking on a Salem squad that's won 3 in a row. However, the dynamic of this game changing early because of an injury. Let's go to the highlights. PH won this matchup last year, 17-7. The Patriots' first win over the Spartans in 28 years. But on the visitors' first drive, Joey Beasley, look at him on the long run for the Patriots. He gets brought down. Look, though, how he gets back up. He's walking gingerly off the field, and he's favoring that right ankle. Moments later, he would leave after PH gave up a pick 6. So Beasley leaving the game with an injury. The senior quarterback did not return. Meanwhile, the Spartans continuing to roll. Second quarter up 10-0. Chris Martin with the interception. He's a shining star, no matter who you are. Earth, Wind, and Fire reference right there. He'll take it all the way to the house for the pick 6. And Salem going up 17-0 into the locker room. To the second half, Patriots trying to get on the board. Marcel Murray dancing in the moonlight and into the end zone for the score as PH gets back within 10, but in the fourth quarter, the Spartans shutting the door on any potential comeback. It's Peyton Lewis, the future Tennessee Volunteer, who sprints into the end zone for the touchdown. Salem knocking off PH from the ranks of the unbeatens, winning 24-7.
It's a good football team that we beat tonight. It was a total team effort. I'm so proud of our guys, the way they played, the way they rallied around one another. You know, offensively, we got in our own way a little bit, but I tell you, those young guys on defense stopped the run, got a couple pick 6s, and you know, West Cross hit a long field goal right there and got them chasing us a little bit. Our kids grew up tonight. We still got a long way to go, but we grew up tonight as a team, as a family, and I'm proud of them.
So Salem, winners of 4 in a row, will host Hidden Valley next Friday, while PH will try to bounce back next week against Pulaski County at home. Jermaine?
Thank you so much, David. Of course, yesterday was Earth, Wind, and Fire Day, so inserting the cool guys right there. Anyway, thanks so much, David. Great work as always. We go to the Seminole District for a battle of unbeatens. 4-0 Rustburg hosting 4-0 Jefferson Forest. Now, Rustburg, they won the last 2 meetings, including last year at Rustburg, 33-27. JT Cruz's bunch trying to go 5-0 for the first time since 2018. Bert Torrance trying to take the Red Devils to 5-0 for the first time since 2003. So we're going to go out to Rustburg for all of the action. We get this party started early and often right here about Raekwon Blake with this nice long TD run. Takes it all the way to the house. The Cavs take an early 7-0 lead. But Rustburg would answer. Marshawn Rosser, he says, anything you can do, I can do better. In fact, he breaks through tacklers. Look at that. That is like a monster-type run. Gets it in for the score. We're tied at 7. JF, they win this one big over Rustburg to go to 5-0, 45-24. Staying in the Seminole Heritage, hosting undefeated Liberty Christian at City Stadium. Yeah, turf love there. LCA up 14-0, and Gideon Davidson doing what he's done all year, making big plays and big touchdown runs. LCA, they would go on and they would shut out Heritage tonight by the score of 42-0. Our last stop in the Seminole Lancer Stadium, EC Glass hosting Amherst County. Homecoming time there in Lancerville, but Glass would be kings here. Tavion Carter running hard, gets it in for the touchdown. That would make it 42-3 Glass. And Amherst did not like how that would go, but hey, they were spirited in there and, you know, had some color on there. Meanwhile, how about this? How about Max Calloway plowing his way in for the tough score? Glass, they win this one big over Amherst tonight, 61-9. Meanwhile, Dogwood District action, Alta Vista and William Campbell going for their 4th straight win over the Colonels. And the motorcycles were in the house. That was hog style down in Alta Vista. That's how they roll down there. Anyway, we go to the action. William Campbell, how about Xavier Day? How about Day? It's his day. X-Day. There you go. Take it in down to the 30-yard line there. A good run inside the red zone. And a little bit later, how about Trezon Wooding? He's going to take this one in for the touchdown in a second. I promise you he's going to do it. There he is. Run it in, young fella. You got one. That's a touchdown, making it 8-0 in favor of William Campbell. But Alta Vista, they show they have some heart too. Running hard. That's some tough running tonight. Look at this by number 2 there, and that's going to be LaDanian Stone, L. Stone with it. And then Rosser to Farmer makes it in there, and that's the touchdown there. But Alta Vista, they go and win this one on William Campbell, 33-28. Coming up on the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz, we're first with your scores and highlights. We have a batch of highlights plus a happy homecoming for a former K-Spring Knight. Stick and stay, please.
And now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Hardee's Fan Cam, sponsored by Hardee's. And now, back to the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz on WFXR.
Time to get it on.
We're back with more Friday Night Blitz. We want to update you on a score we had earlier. St. Ann Belfields, they knocked off Smith Mountain Lake Christian Academy, so they're knocked out of the ranks of the unbeatens 47-22. Well, meanwhile, a special night over Bogle Stadium where it was homecoming for the K-Spring Knights, but one of the most famous alums made a return. Rondé Barber honored tonight at the Knights game against Blackburg. Now, the 1993 K-Spring graduate and UVA alum was inducted last month into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Even after a long NFL career and a Super Bowl ring with the Tampa Bay Bucks, Barber says he is excited to be back on his old stomping grounds.
It's great to be home. I don't get too many opportunities to get back to Roanoke, but for this, I would gladly make time my calendars.
Now, Rondé Barber is set to get more honors next week at the Tampa Bay during the Bucks Monday night game against Philadelphia. I'll have more on Rondé Barber's Roanoke return. That'll be Sunday. WFXR News first at 10. Well, on to the game. Blacksburg, 2-game win. Yeah, Rondé, since you're on, that's your house. You used to call it the barber shop. He had to flip the coin, and he did some good work there. Meanwhile, how about doing work here as Cameron Geralds is going to take it into the house. That's a touchdown. Cave with the early 7-0 lead. Then, on this play right here, Owen Sweeney runs it in for the touchdown. Gets it in, and there it is. K-Spring, they get the win big over Blacksburg as Owen Sweeney was run by. Is he going to give Rondé the foot? Well, he didn't have the foot. He was going to give it to Rondé, but anyway, hand pounds there. They win that one big over Blacksburg, 38-7. Staying in the River Ridge, Pius County Cougars playing their first home game on the season, hosting 4-0 Christiansburg. 12 seconds left first quarter. Christiansburg already up by 2, and Tanner Evans is going to get his touchdown run on. Running hard, young fella. You got it in there for the touchdown. And then with the extra point there, that made it a 7-0 ball game. Meanwhile, second quarter, less than 4 minutes left. How about Tanner Evans doing it again? He's doing it and doing it well. Another long touchdown with the 2-point conversion with 16-0 Christiansburg. Christiansburg will go on to win this one over Pulaski 44-20. Meanwhile, more history. Hardee's Friday Night Blitz making their first ever stop to Livingston. Nelson County at 4-0, hosting Chatham. We're going to go here with Chatham's Jaden Breedlove plows his way in for the score 7-0, and the Nelson County fans like what they didn't. They really didn't like what they saw. I thought it was, but it wasn't. Meanwhile, how about Chatham's Aiden Hodnett? He's going to do it to the outside. He gets one into the pay window for a touchdown, knocking someone down. Chatham knocks Nelson County from the ranks of the unbeatens. They win that one 27-14. Meanwhile, another Dogwood District matchup, Gretna hosting Appomattox. The Raiders have won the last 10 meetings. It was 3-0 Gretna, and Appomattox would get the ground game going. How about Gray Peterson with the touchdown and the 2-point conversion? Appomattox up 8-3. Appomattox was up 15-3, and Gretna would get the rushing touchdown there on the keeper, Melvin Wooden the fourth. Missed the extra point, Appomattox up 15-9. Less than 30 seconds ago, it's still 15-9, and Gretna is going to go to the air. Amari Gunn going to the air, and he's going to hook up where with that touchdown all the way. That's Amari Gunn with the catch. It was 16-15 Gretna before the half, and Gretna ends a 10-game lose streak to Appomattox, winning 31-23. All right, we wrap up our highlight reel. Moneta battle for the first time here. Stanton River taking on George Washington in a battle of Eagles. Stanton River won their last 2 games by a combined score of 91-0. Early in the second half, though, Stanton River trying to avoid going down 3 scores. GW quarterback Nehemiah Cabell throws this one to the end zone, but Stanton River's Oscar Proctor says, "No soup for you," and you're going to like it with the circus pick. And the flag girls there would love the play. Yeah, but GW would not be denied. The Danville O-line opens up a massive hole. Number 4, Eli Bridges, over troubled water, gets it in for the 12-yard score. GW gets their first win on the year, winning over Stanton River 28-14.
Now, Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Player of the Week, sponsored by Wicked Diesel.
Well, they say third time is the charm, and this week's athlete is no stranger to winning this honor. Not only did he have 7 touchdowns, but he also had over 400 yards of total offense as well in his team's 56-19 win over Galax last Friday. And guess what? He's your player of the week.
Landon Clark, quarterback, safety, Radford High School. It's a full team effort, obviously, but you know, it starts up front, certainly. You know, I can't get it to the receivers if I don't have time to throw the ball. And you know, the receivers, they run the routes hard. The ball will come. It's a full team effort, and I'm just thankful that I have a great team that helps me. Last year, high school, just win, really. You know, or just take care of business. You know, the wins will take care of themselves. Everybody just does their job.
What kind of impact has Coach Chris had on you?
Oh, man, probably the biggest impact that you can possibly think of. You know, sophomore year, I had foot surgery. I had a conversation with him, you know, regarding if I wanted to make a comeback later on in the season or sit out and, you know, wait till basketball. But, you know, he influenced me, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to try to make a comeback and play. We finally made that switch, and, you know, a lot of that came from Coach Chris, but it was really Marcel's decision. He was like, hey, you know, let's switch. It's going to be the best thing. But overall, Coach Chris, I don't think I would be anywhere where I'm at without him. He's really pushed me to, he's got the best out of me. You know, even in the weight room, first period, always, just little stuff like that, always. You know, I think I'll talk to Coach Chris probably for the rest of my life. You know, maybe 3 to 4 times a week, maybe every day. You never know. But I know he has my back, and I definitely have his, you know, through anything.
What would you say to Landon 2 seasons ago about Landon this season?
That's a good question. I think really just stay humble and trust the work that you put into the game. Honestly, that probably overrules everything. You know, from all the hours, the mornings, afternoons, evenings, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, trust your work.
Thank you so much, Ryan. And coming up next, we put a wraps on our Hardee's Friday Night Blitz with our play of the night and our latest play unsung hero on the season. Stick and stay, please.
And now, the Macca Did It Play of the Night, sponsored by McAdoo's.
Our Macca Did It Play of the Night comes from Radford. They're up 36-22 in the third quarter, Allegheny. And look at this, Landon Clark with the pick 6. That young fella doing work, doing it. He does it on offense and do it on defense. Landon Clark with the Macca Did It Play of the Night with his pick 6 as the Bobcats win 43-22.
And now, it's Hardee's Friday Night Blitz Unsung Hero, celebrating those who keep the game moving, sponsored by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Well, it is Unsung Hero time, and this week's honoree is Roanoke native Michael Willis. Now, the William Fleming and Virginia State University grad has been making his mark as a basketball coach for nearly 4 decades. Willie Bean, as he's known around here, turned around the Philip O. Berry Academy of Technology in Charlotte, leading him to deep playoff runs in his 3 seasons there. Then, in 2019, he moved down to the ATL of Atlanta to be a basketball coach and athletic director at the Centennial Academy Charter School, where he led the team to the Atlanta Public School Middle School Basketball Championship. During the pandemic, Coach Willis was available to any student who needed his assistance. He provided school supplies and support for the students. Now, last year, he was named the Atlanta Hawks Junior NBA Coach of the Year, so Coach Willis also stresses the importance of education to his players and students. Congratulations to Coach Michael Willis, Willie Bean, this week's Unsung Hero. Now, if you guys out there have an unsung hero you'd like us to spotlight on our Hardee's Friday Night Blitz, please email me at jfarrell@wfxrtv.com. We appreciate all of your candidates for consideration. Now, Virginia tonight taking on NC State in Scottsdale tonight. And at last check, the Wolfpack and the Cavaliers are tied at 21, the final minute of a regulation. Well, that does it for this edition of the Hardee's Friday Night Blitz. Next week, Super 6, as we'll have that there. Now, we'll have the show on WFXRTV.com momentarily. Thank you so much for watching the show. I'm Jermaine Farrell. Hope all of your teams are winners. Have a wonderful and blessed night and weekend, everybody.